Good morning. It is Tuesday, and I wanted to talk about the Rapture Watch. It is not a waste of time, believe me, because this scripture in Luke 18 says it all. Okay, it says that I tell you that will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, the Son of Man cometh. Shall he have find faith on the earth? And Jesus said unto him, Receive thy sight, thy faith hath saved thee. And what he is saying in paraphrasing is that will he find faith on the earth? And believe me, all these rapture watches can make some people feel a little weary. But there was such a great rapture watch party on Got a Minute that it was just phenomenal. And let me just give you a snippet. There was a rapture sway that was just second to none. It was so funny. And if you want to watch it, I recommend go to Got a Minute and watch the entirety of the parody that he did. It was so funny and it was so worth the entertainment. Um, but I wanted to share that scripture from Luke 18. I was thinking about this because this is what I woke up to. Will Jesus find faith in the earth? And that must mean that times will be so tough that people will lose their faith, or there'll be such a falling away from the faith that there will be people that even the elect will be deceived. And what is deceived? Deceived by the times we live in, or, I mean, the common man will be doing the things that they usually do, masonry work or, construction work. But even those people will find the times we live in are just strange. The times we live in are just downright diabolical. I mean, you've already heard the headline stories about what's going on in Russia. It's in Moscow right now is on fire, literally. Well, not on fire, but it's a billow of smoke. So we are now officially in a situation with Russia and U.S. So what does that mean for us? Well, we have to be very cautious right now because of what's going on at the border, because whoever's coming into the border might have something to do with what's going on with the war in the Ukraine. And I just want to be blunt about this, but I sometimes have a hard time spitting out the words. But times we live in are real. And I just wanted to say this about Jesus, about how Jesus is going to approach this. Like, let's look at it from his perspective for a moment. Like, he won't find faith, or will he be able to find faith? Are any of us battle weary, tired, exhausted? Are there too many rapture watches? I mean, are these things starting to get to us? Because really, we should be praising the Lord and celebrating his return anyway. His return is imminent. We know that, imminent in the saying that he's coming soon. And when people say coming soon, I always think like, yeah, today, you know, which is true. He could come today. We could come soon today is imminent. So we don't know what the day or hour is, but we surely can see the signs of his return. He gives us clues, he gives us signs. Like the blood red moon over the weekend, that was a sign. And it's usually an omen according to the Jewish tradition. So these are things to look at. We have definitely have had our share of signs, just like September 23rd, 2017. That was a sign. It was a sign for what was ahead. So I said this just to inspire you that the Lord will be looking and seeking for those who have faith. It is a, a journey that we're on to wait for the soon return of the Lord, but don't lose hope. Be encouraged. That's one of the big scriptures that John says in the Bible about being encouraged. Encourage one another with these words. And those words, of course, are to uplift each other, to encourage each other that we are going to finish this race together and we're going to finish well. Okay. Remember when Dr. Charles Stanley said finishing well? And I think Dr. David Jeremiah said this too, finishing well. So we're going to finish well. And that's it for my blog. And I appreciate your time. Thank you for listening.